body. I'm not my body. The way of being is activating my body. And so Jesus said, wherever you see love, wherever you see charity, you are literally interacting with me, right? And so when Christians say, I have Jesus in my life, or I have a relationship with Jesus, they're saying I have a relationship with Jesus as a way of being, because he never identified as a human being. And I think it's the same thing like with my mother. My mom passed 3 years ago, and I still interact with her way of being through certain things my daughter does, certain things my wife does, remind me of my mom, because all she was fundamentally was a series of patterns that were so regular that I began calling it mom when I was around 2 years old, or whenever I said mom for the first time. But a mother or a father is a low-resolution picture of a series of patterns or a way of being, or what Jesus would call a spirit. And so, yes, I have a relationship with the Spirit of Jesus today. So sorry to bloviate a bit if you.
That seems fine to me.
It just sounds mostly like feelings and processing of concepts as a human animal. I don't understand why people say that they have a relationship with Jesus. I mean, obviously they don't. It's just stuff that they're making up in their head and applying it to something that's been labeled for them in the past.
I mean, if you want to go with the low-resolution image of as Jesus as a human being and historical character, then it's just obvious that people aren't interacting with that. So it's like so many times atheists have this desire to attack a straw man, and they only seem wise in the minds of other people who haven't really thought deeply about these things.
Well, no, it's like if I say I have a relationship with George Washington, and you're like, what do you mean? Like, the historical figure? Like, no, like, and like whenever I get something notarized, it doesn't make any sense, you know? You're just like, okay. And it like maybe makes sense to you, but really, I guess to me and Honey Badger, we're just like, huh? Like we don't have relationships like that. Either you're...
Yeah, I mean, it's cool if they want to say that. That's pretty much what it sounds to. It's like, I'm willing to grant, if you just want to say, hey, my idea of a relationship is like this, I'll go, okay, that's cool. Cool for you. That's just different for me.
Doesn't I have a relationship with Dostoevsky? If I read the Karamazov, then yeah, I'm in a relationship with Dostoevsky, and that's kind of what it sounds like you're saying.
All right, it sounds benign, sort of like a vestigial language artifact, which you could do without. Like, I don't have a spiritual relationship with any other creature or spirit.
I thought you had one with
my relationships are strictly material. Well, I mean, music, you know. But that's a relationship that I can measure, and I can actually give you the name of some dumbass artist, and you can be like, yeah, that music sucks shit. And I'll be like, yeah. But that's like sharing a secret, which is something Tim mentioned.
You guys have heard people on the left refer to Donald Trump as Hitler. Some people do him the favor of saying that he's like Hitler, but other people just say, oh, he's the new Hitler, right? And what they're pointing at, for the philosophically minded, is that there's a similarity in the way of being. What they're saying is that Donald Trump wants to be a dictator. He praises dictators. He does all these executive orders. And I'm not trying to have a political debate at all. But people do this all the time. Like people say, you're the next Michael Jordan. You are this.
There we go. It's like an archetype, right? Yeah,
sure. No, I mean, I think that
I don't think that's really that deep or philosophical. But
yeah, no, he has a mustache. He lives in 1936.
When he's just like a tired guy who likes hamburgers sometimes, right? I see what you mean. Like people, myth making, legend making is pretty quick and easy to happen.
Yeah, it's like I understand what you're saying, Biscuit. I just don't think it's that ponderous or deep. But it just, to me, I'm just like,
I wasn't asked to be ponderous or deep. I was asked to answer.
You said something that was philosophical that really wasn't, and so I think that in your mind these things are really, I don't know, impressive intellectually to you. But to me, they're not. You know. Yeah.
Derek Parford and Jeff McMahon are philosophers. They're not trying to be deep or impress you. They're just letting you know, like, what's the logical truth about relationships. We see things in favor of our organism as a human being. So the things that we see and interact with are reflections of our limitations as human beings.
I have basic abstract thinking. I've had this since I was a kid. Like, you're not telling me what to do. You know that, right? Biscuit. You're aware of this?
No, but I'm intending not to tell you
Like,
anything
my
new.
main issue with you in general is that you're surrounded with friends from yourself, you know?
You're so wrapped up in what my intentions are that you're not following the process. It's very
So,
simple.
Biscuit. So what you're doing right now is you're trying to undercut my mental abilities here by saying that. So what am I not exactly grasping this deep fucking message that you're trying to express? What am I not grasping? Point it out.
It's not deep. You just said that
There we go.
yourself.
Thank you.
No, you just criticized me for not being deep. I'm like, who cares if it's not deep?
I don't mind if you're not deep. Just you think you are though. That's what's weird about it. It's like,
okay,
I don't know.
that's okay. So I don't think I'm being deep, which I told you. But even if I
I'm
did,
full of shit like 99% of the time. I know I'm a fucking idiot. Like, I don't just sit around and pretend that I'm some fucking philosopher, you know. It's,
I got you.
It's different from me, like most of you clubhouse people. It's like,
yeah, you're different. You're smart. You're edgy. Whatever the fuck. But it's like, look,
no,
I'm
I'm
not trying to
reasonably
be.
intelligent. I'm like normally intelligent. I'm not like, yeah.
No one's questioning any of that. I'm just saying I didn't try to be deep. And regardless of whether or not I think I'm deep, like if you're saying, oh, you think you're deep, even if that's true, who gives a
Well,
fuck?
James just asked you about your relationship to Jesus, and you're trying to like bullshit us with all this like sophistry and nonsense. I know really what. Like he asked you like a direct question. Why just fucking answer it? It's like being a phony.
High school philosophy.
That's a little unfair.
It's not unfair. It's exactly what he's doing. Like,
It's
give me a
just-
fucking break.
It's just a bunch of vestigial language, dude. It's like it's not terribly malicious or whatever. It's not even done.
But like, right, when he gets around other people who think like,
Imagine if it
like,
was
oh
dog.
yeah, Jesus is in my heart. Oh really?
Yeah, but
exactly
like,
how cults work. I can get it.
Biscuit's not trying to blast Jesus into your heart, or you'll be krill and heck, you know. Right? It could be.
Well, I wouldn't be able to handle it. It'd be too much for me.
I'd just rather be threatened up front, right? I'd rather just be told, look, my Jesus is the one that's real for you too, and if you don't like agree with me right now, you're going to heck. I'd be like, oh great, I know what I'm dealing with, right? This is great. But a biscuit isn't like this terrible situation, right? So maybe there's some frustration around like not knowing.
Yeah, you're in no danger, right? Like I predict. I think that if someone were to approach you embodying the spirit of Jesus, you would like this.
What does that mean?
Well, I would have to like them, or they would fail.
That doesn't mean anything.
Okay, now it doesn't mean anything that someone can embody the spirit
That's
of Jesus.
loaded language. You should look up some of these terms, dude, and maybe read a book about like how people in cults are controlled. You might learn something, and you're doing the same shit.
Do you know what plausibility is? Like how to test for
Oh my God,
plausibility
dude.
instead of like cult leadership?
Well, if you're testing for plausibility, you're not applying that to your spiritual beliefs. I'll tell you that right up front.
Yes, I
I
am.
don't know what you're trying to ask me, but you're deflecting and you're being evasive. That's what you're doing.
You're saying there's cult language being used, and I'm saying, do you know the difference between that kind of language and how to actually test for plausibility?
I know bullshit when I hear it. I don't need to. See, you're doing this thing where you're making something sound ponderous and deep when it's not. You're just full of shit, Biscuit. That's what your deal is. And I'm sorry if I'm just like talking to you like we're on the street, like a normal conversation. That's how I do things. Right?
Ponderous and deep.
You think you're a philosopher, but you are not. You're not Schopenhauer. You're not Jean-Paul Sartre, right?
But what if what you said was true? Like, what if I thought it was a philosopher and I wasn't? What's your point behind that? Who gives a
Then you're a phony, and I'm pointing it out.
Okay, so like, but what does that have to do?
I'm
What does
letting you
me
know
being
that your
phony?
bullshit does not work on me, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Well, Roy, to be fair, he's not trying to convince you, right? He's just speaking from his personal beliefs.
Too much of an idiot to see.
No, I get it, James, but it's nonsense. He's still using language. He's misusing language.
Is it possible for me to complete a point? I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, would you like that, James? Would that be a nice feeling for you to get to complete a fucking thought?
Atheist versus atheist. Jigsaw, keep the cameras rolling.
You think I give a fuck about you completing a thought, James? No, I don't.
Biscuit just has like a style, you know. It's not even that bad. I don't.
So, Biscuit, I want to ask you a question here, buddy. You said that you don't have a relationship in the way that it was conveyed to you, like what Tim was asking, like you don't like shake the person's hand, right? So can you convey to us, like, how this relationship manifests? Is it some sort of manifestation that you experience? Like, can you explain?
Sure, yeah. So, Jesus said a lot of important things, and the only reason I'm bringing up Jesus in Scripture is to show that I'm not creating neologisms or stories that are only about me or my little private interest. I'm actually interested in what Jesus said about relating to him. So Jesus said things like, wherever 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. Whenever you do for the least of these, you've done it for me. He said to the Apostle Paul, why persecutest thou me? Meaning, he identified with his followers, right? And so, because I realize, or believe at least, that in the Bible Jesus said, I am the way, he didn't identify as a human being. He identified as a way of being and said, my body, I'm going to give up to be broken. It's transient. That's not who I am. What I am is a way of being. I am love for the poor. I am genuine.
I'm sorry, Biscuit. I asked you how is your relationship manifesting, and you're just telling me a bunch of things that, like, this quote unquote individual that you're labeling Jesus said, which we can all read in a book, right? I don't care about what he said. I'm asking you because you're saying that you have a personal relationship with this thing that you're labeling Jesus, right? I'm just asking you how that manifests. Just answer that question, please.
Right, and it's a complicated question, so you'll have to forgive slightly lengthy answer. I am getting that.
I don't think so. I think it's a very direct question.
Just because a question is direct doesn't mean it's not complicated. That's not a true dichotomy.
I asked you how it manifests.
Wait, hold on, Biscuit. What makes it complicated?
So now
What
the question
about this answer?
Hold on, we got somewhere. There I am with you also, where 2 or more are gathered in his name. Is there any way to test this? Can we gather in his name remotely on Clubhouse? And then look at that manifestation? Like, does Jesus have weight? Can we put him on a scale in here and see how tall he is? Does he have any defining characteristics? Because that's what it would mean to have a subject in custody. You would literally have them here in your presence, and when your honor judge says, is the defendant present, as in present with us here, the defendant will have to be like, yes, Your Honor, I am present. Because it's me. I have a tattoo on my arm and all these other defining characteristics. I'm this weight. I have handcuffs on, blah, 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 blah. So that was right where the whole question got answered immediately and then dumped, laundered away. What does it mean to be present? What is it that he's there with them, gathered together in his name?
So yeah, I'm just a little confused because, like, it seems to me, like, based on what you were saying, is that you read something that a person wrote down in a book that somebody named Jeshua or Jesus or whatever said something, and, like, it seems like you resonate with what is said, like you hold some value to the things that were said, and to me it seems like you're just calling that value of what somebody quote unquote said as an experience or like a relationship, right? Is that what you're saying? Because if that's the case, there's many things that many people have said or quotes about, and I resonate with those, or I value those things. And I don't say that I have a relationship with those people, though. I have a relationship.
That's exactly my point.
I have a relationship with the value of the thing that was being said, but not the person itself that said it.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'm going to try really hard to do is not interrupt you when you're talking, and you haven't done that either. What I'm asking is, if you can... No, I'm just saying, for that reason, if we can kind of keep what we're saying brief, because I can only really catch the tail end or remember the tail end of what you're saying. So when I brought up the philosophers like Parfit, The reason I did that was because I've explored whether or not my relationship with Jesus is just some private thing, because I am biased. I'm biased, and I try my best to eliminate my biases as much as I can, but I can't eliminate them all the way. I'm biased in favor of Christianity. That's the wisdom tradition that I respect the most. And so when Parfit wrote that essay, the conclusion of which is that we are not human beings. What we are is our ways of being. And we look like human beings when we have this low resolution human perspective. But fundamentally, we are processes. And so what Jesus was saying is, I am a way of being. And whenever this way of being is seen throughout the earth, you are interacting with me. And you can help others interact with me by embodying this spirit or way of being. Meaning, being kind, not calling people out of their names, not making the world more hell-like, or avoiding the worst possible misery for everyone. Sacrificing in order to avoid that end, right? So in that way, I think that I have a relationship with Jesus based on how Jesus saw himself.
Okay, but how can you
can you have a relationship with value?
Hold on a second. But how is it different than if you read another book by, just pick a random philosopher you like whatever, and you resonate with that philosopher's
Fresh goes
ideas,
better, Mentos freshness. Fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life. Mentos
ideas you find in the New
refreshing.
Testament. What is the difference?
That's a fantastic question, and Jesus was called the firstborn of many brethren for that reason, because he woke us up to the idea that there's hardly any difference, besides that Jesus and whatever author you're referring to might be different. So I can embody the spirit of whoever I want to. Like, people are saying Trump embodies the spirit of Hitler. A lot of people disagree, but we understand what they're saying. You're saying fundamentally there is a way of being, despite the human being. Right, so I don't want to hate the human being. What I hate is the argument. What I hate is the way of being.
Jesus, Candy!
Right?
Candy Jesus.
And
with
so,
each
yeah,
piece
I think
of
you're
art.
absolutely right. If you read an author
Jesus,
and if you really
Candy.
resonate with that author, especially if you take a
Jesus,
fiction author,
Candy.
for instance, if you are able to imagine something close to what they were imagining when they wrote it, and with good authors, people mostly can. Authors are really good at doing that. You are literally putting on their lens. You're enacting in that same way of being. And that's kind of what's beautiful about
Jesus,
it. You can really share in a world that someone else built.
Okay.
Hold
I
on,
like that, actually.
Hold on, Kyle, but just to get an answer, like, how is that different than what you're saying with your relationship with Jesus and his ideas?
That's not. That's why I like this
No, you kind of mansplained to me like abstraction again.
You can just
like,
have a relationship with all manner of concept or writer. You can just be in relationships with all sorts of things, which I guess that's true, sort of.
Now, another thing.
You said hold on, Biscuit. You said that it was complicated, right? And to me, I can just dumb down what you said was like, somebody said a thing, I value it, therefore that's what I mean by relationship. Like, that's the simplistic and easiest, like, that's not complicated.
That's what I meant.
Like, when you said it was complicated,
Yeah,
that was just extremely easy to convey and very easy to understand terms. If you just said somebody said it
I don't
once,
like
it was written
it.
down, and I value that. Like, it gives me a good feeling inside. I value it, and that's what I mean by I have a relationship with that person. That's all you have to say, man. That's not complicated.
Well, that's what I am going to run with, whether he was saying that or not. I can definitely utilize it. I was like looking for any level of practicality, and that was it.
It's kind of like what most religious people do when you go like, okay, I don't agree with these ideas and concepts you're telling me, and they go, well, you just don't understand it. You don't have the understanding. And you get that. That's more like low-level Black Hebrew Israelite shit, but kind of what you're doing.
Yeah, you have to convolute what you're saying, right?
Right.
Like, why do you have to convolute?
And it's very simple. And it's like, what do you mean it's complicated? Why is that complicated to you?
Yeah.
Do you think that we're dumb or something? Like, we don't understand basic abstraction?
No, I mean, I think you'd be dumb if you assume you understood something. If you just blanket assume you understood something when someone said you didn't. You should consider, if you're wise,
Is that what I did?
I don't know.
So why are you mentioning that if someone does this, then it would be dumb when I didn't do? Why are you bringing up something that I didn't do?
Well, because I'm not just talking to you. I'm speaking in general to the rest.
You're answering something I just said to you, right? Do you know how conversations work, Biscuit?
I'm having a conversation with 3 people.
I've done that too. It's not hard for me. Is that difficult for you?
It is, and that's another way we're different.
I see. Yeah.
Okay. You see, like Roy was this. He has this. I don't want to be.
Well, what do I have, Biscuit? How am I deficient, Biscuit? How are you superior to me? Please let me know, Biscuit. I really want to fucking.
He's getting angry now. He's getting angry.
I'm not superior at all.
Let's hear your superiority, Biscuit. Go ahead. Why do you think you're so fucking smart? You know, and I'm not. Why is?
Because the thing is, you say all of these things like, I think I'm smart, or I'm a bad philosopher, I'm a hack, I'm all of these things, and it's like
right.
I can hand wave those and say, okay, maybe those are true. Maybe maybe there's some hidden part of myself.
There's no maybe nowadays. I mean, it's clearly true.
There you go. So if it's clearly true, why bring it up as opposed to understanding the person you're dealing with? And
understand the person I'm dealing with.
What was the last book you read,
That's why I said that. I understand where you're coming from and why you're saying the things you're saying, and I'm pointing it out to you.
Right, but I have this opinion that
you're trying to be a little bit more self-aware. Like, I don't know what else to say to you.
Try to be more self-aware.
Yeah. I mean, it's always beneficial to do that, right? I know it's not fun, but yeah.
You're right. Maybe it's the pain of that that's been keeping me.
I think so. I think a lot of what you've been saying to us is just like you're kind of like disassociating from reality and just being fucking real. Like you sound like a phony when you talk. You sound like a phony, dude. You really do. Like you're not a genuine person, Biscuit.
I'm disassociating from reality?
You're disassociating from just like having like the conversation itself. Like you can't answer a direct question. It's weird.
Psychological and spiritual. I'm disassociating from reality.
I'm not being that deep, dude. I'm just trying to let you know like how you're coming across.
Disassociating from reality is deep, bro.
It's not. I mean, you do it all the time. Okay. So, Biscuit, for instance, if I go hiking and there's a really steep hill, right? All of a sudden, hold on, Biscuit. My mind will start wandering because I'm disassociating from the pain that I'm experiencing while I'm exercising. It's not that deep, dude. We all do it.
Why, though?
Yeah.
Hey, Biscuit, do you accept all of the New Testament, or is it, like, sometimes not? Something's wrong?
Yeah, I disagree with a lot of what Paul said.
Oh, you know how stupid you must be to even think this comes on matters.
Come on, man.
You should really just like the Gospels in the book of the 5th book, the Acts. I mean, that's really all I would suggest anyone read.
That's an astute thing for a Christian to say. I mean, most Christians are not going to be. They're not going to have gumption to say something like.
He's going to realize it in the morning when he wakes up. It's going to be like, Biscuit wasn't really a psychopath like I thought.
I'm trying to be better, I guess. I don't know, man. But that's actually good to hear. I like
a lot of the rhetoric that I've learned about, the way I present myself in this app. I've learned from various people on this platform. Like I've learned some stuff, even from like Matt Delonte himself, or Tracy Ferris, or many of some of the other people on the experience, right? And I value those things, but I don't like attribute them from like originally coming from the people that I heard them from or read them, from, or whoever wrote them, right? So I value the things, but I don't value, where, I don't really care where they came from, right? Like I don't hold some special attachment to who said what first, right? Or where I think it originally came from. I think that it seems weird that you're doing that. Like you're just taking that, like you read some stuff in the Bible that is being attributed to this character that you're labeling came from like Jesus, and that you're holding some special attachment there, rather than just like, hey, I value what was said or conveyed here, and just leaving it at that. Like, it just seems very bizarre and weird to me. Like, I don't idolize anybody, that I learned stuff from.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus did some cool shit, but
respectfully, I don't think that, and Rivas, I want to get to you, but I have a very short time now, and I don't want to lose the important things I need to say. I disagree with what you just said, Sharnito, about yourself, and I'm not trying to offend you there, but when you say that your personality or who you are isn't based on any forms of idolization, I think that you have a biological self, a cultural self, and a rational self. And your culture, like human beings are cultural almost by definition. And so you are influenced by a lot of different ways of being, which incorporate and cause you to be the way you are. So I don't think that it's true that you can just throw your hands up and avoid that. The difficulty about authentic Christianity is that when you see Jesus saying, I am a way of being, you're not doing it right if you, think that I'm just some historical character that lived in the past. I will live forevermore and have always lived because this way of being has always been somewhere in the earth. And whenever you encounter it, you're encountering me, right? I think taking that and saying, not only do I want to embody that, I want to find Jesus, and I want to have people find Jesus when they see me. If you don't find profundity in it, you didn't ask me to say anything profound. I mean, I'll quote Socrates to you if you want. This is just what I believe is the truth.
So what's the difference between doing as Jesus did and doing the way, and then you differentiated that from finding Jesus? So what does that mean, finding Jesus? Because that's, I can read the whole New Testament, the Gospels, whatever, and still not find him, right? Or I could emulate what he's saying. Like I'm gonna follow the precepts and try to be Jesus-like. So what does finding him mean?
That's a really important question. Like before Jesus spoke, he often said, he who has ears to hear, let him hear. Meaning that his message is going to divide, like the Pharisees, for instance, hated his guts because they thought that they were going to lose power. They didn't hear what he was saying. They were.
No, I'm not talking about what people that don't listen. I'm not talking about that. Like I get try not to go into you just don't understand it thing. Like I that's what all the religious people do. Try to just rise above that and tell me, in your experience, what does finding Jesus mean to you, and don't say what it isn't for other people.
Respectfully, if you don't understand something, I'm going to say that. And I'm not trying to hurt
I don't understand. You haven't told me what it is yet. I don't give me a chance to understand it.
Well, I didn't say that you didn't understand.
You started right out of the gate by talking about people who don't have ears. That's exactly how you started. Instead of just telling me what finding Jesus means, you started by saying there are people who don't get it.
Why don't I say one thing and then you say four things?
Because I'm hyper focused on your words. That's why. And it's really interesting how you started to answer the question. It was a deflection. Can you just answer it directly?
I'll get one sentence and then I'll let you have four. Is that a fair back and forth? I just want one sentence.
Huh?
Okay. So, what I wanted to say before is if I think you're not understanding something, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but I'm going to say it. So just know that I'm not trying to
answer the question, what does it mean to find Jesus?
Because as you project real self-awareness and marvels, he has none.
I'm not going to be interrogated. If you don't want to do a conversation,
I'm not interrogating. I'm just asking you a question. If you ask me, am I wearing underwear right now? It's not an interrogation, is it? I'm saying, oh yeah.
Not to speak freely and to go right to your point. That's an interrogation, and I'm not interested.
Oh, is that painful for you to get right to the point? Do you want to bloviate about some random bullshit first? Should I just get used to you talking that way?
Now it's the bad reverse psychology. See how I'm scared now?
It's not you're disingenuous. You're full of equivocation and deflection and just nonsense, dude. I'm just asking, what the fuck does finding Jesus mean? You just say it, but you can't do that. Then you start talking about those who have ears and these people don't get.
Yeah, me too. You're a psychoanalyst. We get it. You know it's like.
No, I'm not a psychoanalyst. I'm not a philosopher. I'm not any of this fucking stupid shit that you people think you are. I'm just a normal fucking dude asking you a question that you can't answer.
Right. Because I don't understand is that I'm trying really hard.
Once again, I don't understand something. So explain it then.
No, I'm just saying, dude, you're a genuine psychoanalyst.
So if you're a math tutor and your student's having trouble understanding, you're just gonna go, you're just not gonna get it. No, we're done.
No.
Your students don't get it. Yeah. Sorry.
you make it hard for a
Okay, more
cheater
meta
like
instead
me.
of getting to the fucking answer of my question. Like stop with the meta. I don't give a fuck what you think about
No, it's
me
not.
or
It's not meta. It's like you're
yes, it is. You're not answering the question. You're talking about my mental state or something or other people's mental state.
Right.
So you don't have it. Can you answer the question yes or no directly?
Absolutely not. You're too much for me.
Right, you can, right?
I think he may have actually already answered it.
That's a bunch of bullshit. He didn't answer shit.
I know, but I can't tell him because then he'll say I'm guilty of claiming he doesn't get it or something. So
You're
instead, I'm going to say,
Your answer is the answer.
It's fine. Just
His answer is to find a writer of a philosophy book that talks about Christ and then reify what being is into a way of being, then say, I found Christ, by incorporating that into a language artifact, which is usually accompanied by a pastor or other writers, humans in the world. So you find Jesus by finding people who talk about Jesus that you resonate with. And then you incorporate that into your usage of the word relationship.
and Jesus said this himself, so we shouldn't be surprised by this.
So I think that's basically the answer in summary. But I don't have a relationship with Jesus, so I couldn't.
And first of all, Kyle,
whatever at this point.
thank you for appropriately understanding it. But just to prove that I'm not running away, these are the words of Jesus himself. This is what he said about his own philosophy.
I love
This is in
kicking
Psalms
so
28,
bad.
25.
You modded everybody up, but I haven't gotten kicked. I can't believe Shadita hasn't kicked
Right,
me.
you didn't have to interpret these words like you just. So funny.
So I'm curious. Can you define relationship? Define it in context to this conversation, Biscuit.
Yeah, maybe in layman's terms, a relationship would just be the interaction of one thing with another.
Is that a two-way interaction or a one-way interaction?
Wait, what is a one-way interaction? Because interaction means multiple directions, right? Like by definition.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
The difference between actions taken by suspect A, whereas an interaction between two suspects becomes collusion.
Yeah, so it's understood that a relationship is interaction between one subject and another. So how does this align with the said relationship with, these beliefs of Jesus, beliefs of God? How does that equate?
Yeah, the two things which are coming into contact are spirits. So the Bible would call it the spirit of light and spirit of darkness. But I think of it really a lot less, because all a spirit is a way of being. Like if somebody says the spirit of Christmas, what they mean is like candy canes and snowflakes and Christmas decorations, right? So the spirit of Jesus is to interact with the spirit of man and completely like engulf and overwhelm it, so that you enact the spirit of Christ.
Yeah, so I don't have a relationship.
Is JC breaking up for anybody, or is it just me?
It does not give back. Yeah, I might be breaking up. Am I good or bad?
No, try talking again.
I'm re-entering the Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah, you're coming in real choppy.
Oh, you were a part of that all-women space trap?
Yeah, he was up there with Katy Perry. Yeah.
I hope heaven is actually in space somewhere, because then we can just break in. We can do away with the dogmatism.
I mean, you guys are making fun of Major Corletta, but he is gonna.
A Heaven Break-In would be a crazy book if somebody were to write it.
Bad.
I mean, the thing is that
Right up
religion
my
will
alley.
shut down these fucking ideas. I was thinking, like, how come there hasn't been a Black Mirror episode about Jesus or the Bible? That'd be so fucking great, but it's like, there's no way they would green light that shit.
Me and my brother were spitballing a pilot for a super being that appears on Earth and just starts terraforming and super evolving everyone. Non-zero sum shit. People pacified, but they don't lose their free will. They just are like all unanimously kind of keeping their cool intrinsic personalities or whatnot, but they're just they all agree to follow the super being. So the planet starts getting like tethered to the star, and then the star gets tethered to like other galactic clusters and shit. And it's like, wow, the super being is doing like a whole bunch of shit that aren't like in any ancient texts. These conveniently moving galaxies around and like consolidating the universe or whatever. And everyone just agrees that the being
tell between like a valid criticism and spurging out. Like you're unable to. Oh yes, hey Sam, you made a legitimate criticism of my character. You're right. You just call it spurging out because all your ego can only handle mere dismissal. You can't go, I was empirically wrong about your IQ. That was my bad. And you're right, I do neg people too much, Sam. I'm sorry. But Sam, I think you're a little bit too insecure, and I'm trolling you because it's fun to troll you. And I think you're overconfident about stuff. But you're right, you're not 115 IQ, and I do neg you too much or whatever. But listen, I think you are too overconfident, so like maybe we can just be chill. Like you can't do that because your ego just loves to feel dominant and loves to do these little fucking microaggressions. So like we're gonna have fucking drama because of this, because of your personality.
Sam, if you didn't think you're spurging out, just scroll through the comments. Just look through the comments.
Take the test, you fucking coward. Timothy, send him the test. Take it.
Wait, which test?
Take the test that Timothy sent me.
Wait, why would I take the test? Like, just give me like.
I've been in
So we're saying. Yeah, Sully has my Discord, I think. So actually, Sam has my Discord.
Oh.
I'll post it in the...
No, not to send him that. I'm just saying generally, send me a Discord. Who are your friends, Dinas? Why am you adding a Discord?
We were friends, but then you like made a difference between the morning star and the evening star.
There you go, I put it in chat, Dinas. That's the test.
Sully and Timothy, do you think I have a 115 IQ? Sully and Timothy.
No.
Mixed, do you think I have a 115 IQ?
Well, you're.
It'd be funny if me and Sunny both said, yeah, it's at least like 105. 106.
Wait.
Mixed, you think
Sam,
I'm
just ask
115?
him. Sam, ask them. Sam, hold on.
No, you hold on. I asked Mixed a question. You hold on. You think my IQ is 115?
Hold on. Sam, ask them who they think is smarter, me and you. Ask them that question.
Hold on. Mixed, what do you think? Do you think my IQ is 115?
Watch the fear. Watch the fear now. Sam, ask them a question.
Why don't you not interrupt me, you fucking retard? Like we said, do you think 115 is a reasonable guess for my IQ?
It was pointed out earlier in this argument that it would be silly to quibble over an empirical matter, and I have no reason to doubt the results you have from your exam. So I think you said it was like 130 on the test you took, something like that?
Yep. You got 3 people that think you're wrong about my 115 IQ, score. So maybe you could just admit you were wrong about that.
I think it's like a 1.5 now instead of like 1.15.
Oh, so you're just a dumb.
I thought that's what you
just
should
to
have
be clear,
that's what you should have said. What do you mean? I agree with them. 15 is
no, just to be clear, I was wrong about the 115 because I think now it's like 1.5. So I actually was. No, just to be clear, on a technicality, you win, Sam. I was wrong. It's not 150. It's 1.5. Congratulations, you win, Habibi.
No, but do you see how I got to that
Can we
joke?
move on now?
Habibi, you see how I got to that joke faster than you? This is what I was trying to say. It's just like.
Anyways, now, let's do the fun. Let's do the fun thing now. Who is smarter, Himati, me or Sam? Who do you think is like a better debater, smarter?
Yeah. I'm happy to answer that question.
I just need there's like a preliminary question that needs to get answered to me. So is Jack afraid of Ethan? That's going to determine how good you are at reasoning.
Is Jack afraid of Ethan?
Yeah.
Jack is afraid of ending up in a situation where he has to like talk to Ethan. But do I think that Jack thinks like if he had like the prep time and everything, he would get embarrassed? I don't think so. I think Jack is like lazy and so on.
Sam's a lot better reasoner than you. 10 times million.
Okay, you're trolling me. No,
5,000 kilometers. 5,000 kilometer difference between the two intelligence.
Alright. So like Himothy is like trolling.
Oh, look, you got one loss, one L. Oh no.
Wait, the fact that you take Himothy seriously now like makes me question like your IQ even more than 1.5.
Now, Sully, what do you think?
About what?
Who's smarter, me or Venus?
Who's smarter? You realize that's not just a question about IQ.
No, we're okay. Well, Venus, are you more curious about IQ or just general intelligence?
You can phrase it like any way you want, Habibi.
What's your preferred phrasing?
Like any way you phrase it, I'm gonna like beat you. I think so. Like use any phrase you all.
I think Venus knows a hell of a lot more philosophy than you do.
Okay. Oh, who's at higher IQ? Do you think?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think you guys are probably in the same ball.
Like you have to realize, you have to realize Sully's being nice to you when he's saying that as well. Now ask, and Awal just said like, nah, Venus is obviously high like you. Now ask Himothy if like the Muslims, like if Muhammad Hijab captured him and he's putting the gun on his head and he said, Wallahi, brother, I'm gonna shoot you. You have to answer seriously, Venus or Sam. Now make Himothy ask the question again. Himothy, wait, like Himothy. Muhammad Hijab has a gun in your head and say, brother, wallahi, brother, you're finished, brother, if you don't answer the question.
I was talking to someone. What did Sally say?
Sally said, me in philosophy, destroy, finish, brother. And he said, to be nice to Sam, he said, in IQ, you guys are the same, just to be nice to Sam. But now I'm asking you, forget the Jack and Strike, Habibi. Muhammad Hijab has you right there.
5 kilometers.
No. Muhammad Hijab has you right there with the AK. And Ali Dawa is in the corner with like the bazooka.
Yeah.
Muhammad Hijab said, Wallahi, brother, you're finished.
Wallahi, you're finished. You're finished.
Answer the question. Sam or Venus?
I answered the question.
Who is the better debater? What would you say?
Oh, the better debate, I think. Well, Sam, you know I'm gonna laugh at you, but Venus, he's like, you know what I'm saying?
We're talking about intelligence. Venus, we're talking about intelligence, not debatability.
Answer the debate one. Answer the debate one, and let him get into the intelligence, inshallah. Answer the debate ones. Don't be deceived.
Same Sully. I'm giving Sully's answer. Same intelligence debater, you bet.
And here's the thing, and you know what the funny thing, wallahi al-azim, the sad thing is like, the only reason they're saying same, because they don't want to ruin their friendship with Sam. They're giving me shit because of the Jack. No. They're giving me shit because of the Jack thing. They're giving me shit because of the Jack thing. They're doing the same thing with Sam. They know I'm like vastly smarter than him, but they don't want to hurt his feelings.
Wait, shut up.
Obviously.
I'll be honest with you.
Alright, go ahead.
Like, I do believe Sam has at least a 130 IQ. Like, I don't think he's lying about the professional testing, but like psychometric testing or whatever he did. And I think, honestly, you would be in that range as well. Like, I don't think it's more than a standard deviation that would like split your intelligence. So even if you're a bit smarter, or even if he's a bit smarter, it's negligible. It's not considerable enough for me to be like, oh. But in terms of debating and Phil stuff, Sully's right. You're obviously like, you're a bit better.
You know the sad.
Well, I think Venus would like basically crush Sam in a debate on philosophy.
Okay, Sully's left chat.
Sorry, Sam. I'm not saying that could be a dick. It's just like I just think Venus has a master's. He's been doing this shit forever. Like he would beat you.
The sad thing, wallahi al-azim, wallahi al-azim.
So
One second, Habibi Sam, wallahi al-azim, the only reason they want to give him the intelligence thing is because they don't want to ruin the friendship. This is like how weak these people are. They just don't want to ruin the friendship. Everybody in the grandma knows Sam 2 standard deviations below me. Like, not even debatable. They're just being nice to him because they don't want to ruin his
the
friendship.
fact that we're debating it right now means that it's debatable, you fucking retard.
No, it's not even debatable. You came here. Here's how stupid this guy is. Me and Hamid were having a conversation about like 12 imams and everything. This guy comes and he says, Venus, look at this study. And this starts working out. And then he says like a debate. Imagine you enjoying like you're drinking a bar and some drunk guy comes in and hijacks the table and starts like making a chaos. And then it's like a debate.
Wait.
Hold on, Sully, I didn't want to bring...
I swear.
I'm done. I'm done with this topic. You know what, Sam? Fine. Find the psychologist.
I'm done talking about you. Yeah, I'm done talking about you.
We're done.
I'm done talking about you. So, Sully, I didn't want to bring this up, Sully, but I asked Ethan, who's a better philosopher, me or Sully? And Ethan goes, Sully knows way more about philosophy than you, but in the limit, you would be clearly way better, Sam. That's a quote by Ethan Hughes. So
I didn't wait. Okay, do I not get a response? My response is I don't care.
It's okay. So all right, just let you know.
This is beautiful. I want to ask you a question. Please. You can ask me any question, but let me get this comment.
All right,
you know what the beautiful thing that Sully just did now? Sully, who makes like sprinklers and was One second. No, let me finish.
Loser.
If anybody cuts me off, they're back to the audience because I have the same rule as my brother Sam has. Don't overtalk. Sully here, who was rejected by Joy Wolf, takes sprinklers and is failing with like Flora. He said something very beautiful. He said, "I wouldn't care." That's the response Sam should have had when I said, I think you're 115. And if Sam had that response, he wouldn't have embarrassed himself, and now everybody thinks Sam is a joke. If Sam said, I don't care, Sam, everybody would respect. Now, you know what people think? Sam is insecure with his intelligence. He's like a joke. This guy has like mental issues, and he needs to see like a psychologist. That's
no
like
one
the
thinks that, you retard. You're just a fucking retard.
I do.
No one thinks that. You're a fucking child.
Just as everybody now thinks like, what is wrong with this guy? Was he
You're a child, dude. You're an embarrassing child, man.
Look at the comments, Sam. If you don't think that's a
you're just embarrass
yourself today.
Stop fucking muting me. I have to keep putting my phone out of my pocket. Come on. Look,
I'm still speaking.
No, you didn't. You finished your bullshit point that you asked me to hold off for. Okay, and now I want to ask my question.
I never finished. Sam cut me off. That's why I did the mute thing. I never finished my point. But go ahead.
All right, Sam. All right, I'll take it.
No, because I'm the adult. Because I'm the adult in the room. Even though like Sam is like 38 and you're like 34. Go ahead. You're older than me. Go ahead. I'm the adult in the room. Go ahead.
Thank you, Habibi. Yeah. Listen, because you said you think I'm bullshit, right? And
anyways, by the way, once you finish this point, we're done. Himity, once you're done with this point, once you finish with this point, Sam, interrupt him once. I'm gonna do the Sam rule. I'm gonna kick you down. Anyways, Himity, you done with this point? We finish with this topic because I'm like bored.
0%. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a question, so you're gonna have to respond to what I'm saying, and then you can be done. But like, if someone says that they think like of you commenting on your intelligence, that it could go a standard deviation either way, okay, from 130. So that's like basically Mensa level, like lower bound Mensa level, or like just like clearly above average intelligence. You think that doesn't accurately capture your intelligence? So the range is just basically, like elite, like you're in the ballpark of like elite intelligence. You think that's them being dishonest? Like you're both receiving like very high praise. Just all the people complaining like, hey,
and it's not good enough
as well. Yeah, it's like, bro, like someone, like you were just saying, you think Ethan's 160 and you guys are all below that. Okay, cool. If he's tested at 130 and someone's saying like, you know what, you're basically within a standard deviation of each other, roughly speaking, then that could put you at like 140, roughly speaking. It's like, do you think, you don't think that's accurate? You think it's higher than that?
Are you done?
You think that score belies your... Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, then we finish with this topic, guys. Okay, now we're gonna go back.
So you're not answering my question. You're not gonna answer my question. Okay, you're a troll.
No, of course.
Have you been from
No,
now
no,
on?
I'm not.
Sorry,
I'm
you're
not,
a
I'm not
troll.
a troll.
You're classed as a troll. Sorry.
I'm not gonna be. No. Himity, if like a drunk guy comes in, here's a funny thing because I read it in the comment and Jane said dick measuring contest. I swear if somebody cuts me off, I'm gonna put like a Sam. I'm gonna spring out because the embarrassing thing is like I'm being put as like I'm engaging in a dick measuring contest. It's like me. I'm going to the bar. I'm having like a drink. Some drunk guy comes in and starts like saying, "Oh, let's do like an arm wrestling contest." And I'm saying, no. And I like engage, okay, one round just to get him off my back. And then like the audience say, oh, like you look at those boys, they're engaging like an arm wrestling contest. Like I'm being dragged as if like I'm engaging in like a dick measuring contest. And now Jane is thinking, oh, Venus is like an asshole who needs to prove his intelligence because Sam has like mental issues from his childhood because like nobody acknowledged him. And now he needs to like go take a test. When Venus says, I think you're like 115. I'm being like dragged into that. I'm sorry, Himity. Like, what do you want me to do? Okay, I'll tell you what, Himity. I'll answer your question and then we can end it. Halas?
Halas.
Okay, what was your question?
I said.
But after this, I swear, after this, I'm not entertaining anymore. Anymore. Okay.
Yeah, I put you between 130 and 145. Is that a compliment or not?
No, I'm Moroccan. I'm like 100, 110.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. You're a troll from now on.
Bro, no, I'm not. Wallahi ladim, I don't think I'm anywhere. I don't think I'm 130, 140. I don't think that high of myself.
Okay, no problem. It's a nice tactic, but you know it's my tactic. You can't kid a kidder. This is my. You're doing me. You can't do that to me.
I don't think I'm that smart. I don't know. You guys are making me like a genius or something.
Yeah,
like
you've only been.
He's like, I invented. I'm not that smart.
Yeah, exactly. No, but you've only been saying. You've only been saying.
I don't think I'm that smart
for the past 90 minutes. Yeah, it's not like. It's not like you've raised that point before. It's true.
Yeah, but I don't think Sam is that smart. I don't think Sam. Here's the problem. You guys think Sam is that. I don't think Sam is that smart. Wallahi Ladim, I think like if I went to the grocery store and I pick up like the guy who like washes the floor, he's gonna be comparable to Sam. I don't think Sam is that special. I think Sully is like somewhat. I think Sully and Sasha, one standard deviation maybe. I think Ethan is like very intelligent, but I don't think you need to be that smart to do this.
I don't know why do you. The one thing I didn't get is easy. Why do you think Ethan is 40 points higher than me? Like that seems like a big.
Because I'll tell you what. Because I'll tell you what. Because I've seen something from Ethan. I don't want to answer that question because of him. It is like laughter. I was gonna give you an explanation.
This is a funny conversation.
No, because I'll tell you what. Oh, because. Ethan has like demonstrated some like very special thing where like he can pick up like a topic, read on it like 2 days, and like talk about it like he's like an expert who's like been like. And then like he knows every. He's like very. Sorry, go ahead. I'm done. I'm done entertaining this because you're not taking me seriously on this. Like you guys are trying.
Don't mute me again.
Clipper said you're like the smartest person she knows.
Venus said if Ethan just picked up like a fucking like a sprinkler like blueprint book or something and like he read it overnight, he could like beat you in the debate about how to like.
I'll bet unironically $200 right now. Give Ethan like a book on like sprinkler technology. I have him debate Sully 2 days. All my money on like Ethan. Khalas.
I never disagreed that Ethan is smarter than me. I never.
And why
do you keep muting everybody?
One second. Shut up, Sully. Himity, are you with me? Are you betting red with me or are you betting black? Go ahead, Him.
I love you, Sully. You're my boy.
Dude, I would bet on Ethan against myself. What are you talking about?
Intro stuff. You guys would bet on
Himity's betting red with me.
Sully's job is you're gonna expect Ethan in 2 days to know more about the
I mean, to be honest, the kid can like absorb shit like it's fun. So I wouldn't be
Yes.
He has admitted to me that he's got bad spatial mechanical.
Yes, not only this, yes, but the fact that like Sam is questioning this, I'm putting your IQ down to a 100. Sam.
You're a fucking llama retard.
Go ahead.
Sam, stop, man, stop. You don't have any more points to live.
Why are you telling me to stop when he's calling you?
It's a joke.
Sam, you're in debt right now. You've lost all your points. You're like in debt. Stop embarrassing yourself. Go ahead.
You're a pedophile. You fuck 17-year-olds. You're a fucking rapist.
Alright. I love that you're the rapist there, but go ahead, Timothy.
I'm saying fucking go ahead, and I have to keep fucking taking my phone out of my pocket. Stop muting me. Nah, it's a joke, Sam. It's a fucking over. Yeah, bro, relax. Everyone has to relax.
I just want you guys to stop doing little negs. Is his brain broken that he can't just stop?
No, that's just what he does. That's what he does.
Yeah, is his brain broken? Is his brain fucking broken that he can't stop? Is he a fucking animal? Is he a fucking chimpanzee you can't stop?
He is Moroccan.
Is he a fucking
By the way, Sam, if you don't Sam, you have to behave. I'm gonna kick you down. Go ahead, Himati. What are you gonna say, Habibi?
Nah, for real though, no, lads, everyone, just okay. Let's move on. That was fun. It was like funny. Everyone here's smart.
Dude, Clipper is like really shining you on here, Venus. I don't know if you're seeing what Clipper said.
Yeah, that's how you got to be, Sully. You got neg. You got neg them. You know what I mean?
I think Clipper.
Wait, you know he's nice to Clipper.
No, I think Clipper is like accurate in her assessment. Clipper is like accurate in her assessment, but I want to hear what Himati had to say. Go ahead, Himati. What are you gonna say, Habibi?
No, nothing. I just made a joke. I made a joke about Sam running out of points. But
wait, you know that? Did you read what she said? No, wait. She said you're quicker than. Oh my God. She said you're quicker than Jack, Ethan, Ariana, Sully, and Sasha. That's what.
But she's kind of like
but that's hold on.
Timothy?
No. 1 second. Himati, I can make you admit the point that Clippers made if you like give me like a chance.
I thought you didn't. I thought you were at 0%. Did she just boost it back to like 10 or something?
Yeah, of course. Clippers is like a queen. She'll get me back to like 100%.
Yo, Himothy, why whenever he insults me, you don't say stop, but when I respond to an insult, you say stop?
I wasn't saying stop. I wasn't saying stop. Like it wasn't a literal stop. The joke was that like Sam, stop. You're gonna run out of points. Like, like, because he's like docking points every time you say something. So it's just like a joke. Like I was just being ironic. Like. You get the joke, right?
You know what?
But Sam, you're taking it way more seriously.
Yeah, obviously the fact that you're saying, things, just like whatever, like any contribution you make shouldn't impact your actual IQ score. He's trolling you by saying that, and I'm just joking. Like I'm making a joke,
motivational joke. Inappropriate. When I say I don't want you to subtly neg me over and over, and then and then you're like, no, Sam, well, you're overreacting to it. I said, I put up a boundary. Stop doing this.
Sam, stop being insecure about your intelligence, Sam. Just calm down for a second.
Stop being a dumb cunt.
Himati.
What do you want me Venus,
No, I understand we're like joking or something, but
let out albedo.
No, I'm being serious with you. I'm not even joking right now.
Let up albedo. Let albedo up.
I'll let him up, but are you happy now?
Thank you. Yeah, go on.
I don't appreciate you calling Clippers the R word, by the way. I think that was out of line. But like, I don't want to make a big deal of it, but like.
No, hold on. You're allowed to criticize.
No.
You made a statement.
Why are we letting?
No, I don't want to make a big deal of it.
I'm not fucking muting me.
No, I'm not making like a justice. I'm just saying just out of personal respect, I didn't appreciate that. But khalas, like we can continue.
Why are we letting a drunk Moroccan lead this conversation? We can just make a new room and not have this drunk Moroccan that mute
Sam, stop spazzing, bro. Right.
I am not spazzing. I'm making a suggestion to not have a drunk Moroccan lead the conversation. Why is that spazzing?
He's winding you up.
I am making a suggestion to not have a drunk Moroccan mute us. Why is
Somebody
that?
Sam Halili, we're gonna get you a psychologist.
Venus, make a mod.
I'll make you a mod. I'll make you a mod as well.
No, but it doesn't matter. He's fucking muting me. Because I have to keep taking my phone out of my fucking pocket.
Yeah, you're like a mod now. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, cool. But to your point.
And that makes no difference because if I mod the room, you're still gonna have to put your phone back from your pocket.
That's what I'm telling you. No, but I was saying make Albino mod and then defer to him. Let him do the moderation, and he can mute selective people.
Guys, this was fun, but I gotta go now. Yalla, peace, boys.
You guys are hilarious. You think I'm gonna involve myself in this?
Albino, come on, bro. You owe me. You owe me good moderation.
I don't even know what's happening right now.
I know you do. You owe me for the Sasha thing. Come on.
Wait, what's happening though? Is
By the way,
this like bitching at each other? Is that what this is?
By the way,
triggered.
We're past.
Hold on, he's this fucking idiot's just trolling him about his intelligence.
Hold on, Himity, like no joke or something. Like I'm actually at like 0%. Can we just like round this up?
You're the one who brought it back up, bro. What do you mean?
I know, but like I'm going back
I
now.
heard my name that mentioned. What's up with that? What Sasha saying?
Yeah, basically, I said that. Basically.
No, I don't want you trolling or something. No, Himity, I don't want you. No, I don't want you to like troll or like be like funny or something. Just like end it right now. So. Himity. Hello?
Yo, go on. No, you're just quiet.
No, I'm saying I don't want you to be like funny or like troll or like engage in fun. Just like end it so it can go back to like a serious conversation because like it's been like 2 hours now. This topic doesn't deserve this.